Hi, my name is Sebastian Schmitz and I'm Mrs. Schmitz's son. We're here in India together with Hasmukh, and he will now tell us a little about his project.
Okay. My name is Hasmukh Sapnawala. I am trying to create a learning environment for children. The learning environment will be based on experience and it will be in nature, because nature is the best teacher. Now there are three things very important for every living being. First is water, second is air, first is air, second is water, and third is food. So here we'll start, air is there everywhere, so we won't focus on air, but we'll start with water. So this is the water bore well. It's a bore well. The bore well is 4 inches in diameter and we hit rock at 2 meters. So after 2 meters it is just rock. There is no mud, there is nothing else, and we have gone 100 meters deep. Okay, we hit water at 30 meters low, so we have gone deeper. The advantage here now is that the water is coming through 30 meters of rock and still going deeper. Therefore that water is very clear. Now the benefit we get is that we don't have to process this water with chlorine and all the chemicals that are being used in the city environment, and therefore I get the benefit of totally natural water. Most of the people who come here, even international people, drink this water and they can taste water directly from nature. So that's the benefit. Now let us see, with this water we irrigate our fields, we use it for drinking, we use it for our bath, washing clothes and everything else. So this is the source of water. It doesn't run out. We recharge the water. So one of the things that happens today is people use the water but they don't recharge the water. So what we do is, during the rainy season we have check dams. We save the water around this bore well in that area, and then that water seeps into the ground and into the area from which we have drawn the water. So recharging the water storage is very important. Now let's go to see how we grow organic food. We are going to see the watermelon patch. So this watermelon patch uses drip irrigation, and by drip irrigation we save a lot of water instead of other places where they irrigate fruits and grains and vegetable by flooding. Flooding, there is a lot of water wastage. So here we have got pipes that provide the water, and on these pipes we have got drips. So we will show you the drips, and these drips provide 4 liters of water per hour. So the drips are available in various capacities. So they are they start with 2 liters per hour, 4 liters per hour, 8 liters per hour, 16 liters per hour. So these blue markers here, these are 8 liter per hour drips. And one can see the watermelon plant that has grown from there. And we turn this on for 1 hour in a day, and that's good enough. Otherwise we would have had to give it, if you are doing flooding, we might have to give it 20 liters of water, and that again doesn't seep in, and there's a lot of water wastage. So let us go and see the fruit. Now this farm is an organic farm. What does organic mean? We don't use fertilizers and we don't use pesticides. So fertilizers are artificial chemicals not produced by nature, and fertilizers kill the microorganisms in the soil. So then the soil is a dead soil, and if you grow things in a dead soil, then how is it going to sustain life? So that's why this soil is a living soil, and therefore whatever comes out of it will sustain life. So that is our principle. Now things grow in fertilizer do sustain life, but that is not the natural way. So we are trying to focus on growing things the natural way. Same is true with pesticides. Pesticides kill pests, and at the same time they slowly kill human beings too. So our goal is to stop that, and therefore we don't use any pesticides here. instead of pesticides, we try and use some natural processes, like there is the neem plant which keep pests away. We do use something known as manure made from cow dung, from human waste, from dry leaves, and so on. Now you will see the watermelons here, and then we try to give them protection using dry grass. Right? And we'll show you some big ones too, so you can see the size. Each plant is supposed to give 2 watermelons, and we have got 1,300 plants, so we should get about 2,500 watermelons here. So anybody wants watermelons, go ahead.
It's heavy.
Right? Yeah, these watermelons, each one once fully grown will grow to about 8 to 10 kilograms. Correct?
So what you now see is the place where we live, in the middle of the Indian nowhere. And that place has been started 6 years ago?
6 years ago. Yeah. Right? So the goal was to create a experiential learning environment in nature. And within 1 kilometer radius, there are no human beings living here. Also at night, we see to it that there are no lights outside. We don't have external lights. So if somebody has to go out, they have to use a torch. And that way we preserve light pollution as well. So there is no light pollution here, there is no noise pollution here, and there is no air pollution here. Now, what we see to our left is a food forest. So for this food forest, we collected a lot of dry leaves. So if you see here, we had about 60 centimeters of dry leaves, and those leaves were finally brought down to a height of 7.5 centimeters just by natural process, so that this particular patch has a lot of good natural manure. All our compost that we make from kitchen waste and so on is also dumped here. The benefit now is that we do sprinkle this, and we have been watering it on a daily basis. But after 3 years, all these plants would have grown big. Their leaves will fall, they'll get dry and they will fall. The leaves coverage will be so good that the moisture from the morning dew will fall on these dry leaves, will be preserved, and it will be self-sufficient. So this is for all practical purposes a forest, only difference being that it also provides food. So we got fruit trees here. You can see that is a papaya tree over there. Then we have the tomato plant over here. Okay, we have got the hibiscus flower plant in this as well. We have got potatoes, which are tubers. Okay, and we have got tamarind. We have got mangoes. So there is a lot of these trees that will grow, and within 5 years will start fruiting. And after 3 years, we don't have to water it. It's a natural food forest.
Self-sustainable.
Self-sustainable. So that is our goal, is to make these self-sustainable environments. One of the things that we can see, that particular plant is called Gliricidia. The Gliricidia plant, the leaves of that plant are nitrogen rich. So when those leaves fall, or we actually cut them every 3 months, and it grows pretty fast, those leaves form manure for the soil. Okay, so now we'll go further to the other side. If you want, you can even see that red flower there, that's a type of marigold. And it looks very pretty. So it's not just food, we'll have flowers, we'll have vegetables, we'll have fruit, different types of things here.
And this one is a very young papaya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a young coconut tree. And in order for to help children learn, we have made pathways in the food forest so children can walk and then learn as they go along. That is a banana plant.
The one with the big leaves.
As you can see, most of the construction, including this fence here, is all done with bamboo. Bamboo is the tallest grass in the world. It's a rhizome, so it grows from the root. Therefore, it is good. It's self-regenerative. So using construction from bamboo is good because it does not destroy nature. The more we cut, the more it grows. In fact, if you have a bamboo shoot group, it is good to cut it, otherwise the group goes bent and it gets destroyed. So by cutting it, we are helping nature. So this is the best way to grow things and build things. Weight for weight, bamboo is stronger than steel, and therefore bamboo is a strong medium. The challenge comes with bamboo in treating it. So if we treat it with borax and boric acid, it will keep the borer worms and the termites away, and therefore it lasts much longer. Then we just have to take care of preservation from water, because rainwater could also destroy it, and that can be done by using cashew nut shell lacquer or linseed oil. So we do all that over here. I have bamboo construction that has lasted over 6 years now, and the bamboo condition is so good that it will last probably another 20 years. We also have pets on the farm, and they are a part of nature. So we want to raise children where we have lots of pets. This is Twinkle. They keep children happy. So you can see over here the entire panorama. So everything here is made from bamboo, and we use as many nature-friendly materials as possible. So this creeper here, it provides a very good shade for people inside, but also gives a very good cooling effect. And the flowers make your wall look beautiful. I couldn't have had a more beautiful wall than this creeper that it provides now. This here is lemongrass, and the great thing about lemongrass is it keeps mosquitoes away. Plus, if you put lemongrass in your tea, it gives the tea a very good flavor. So we are trying to grow lemongrass all around the living areas to keep the mosquitoes away. So this here is our kitchen. So we do all our cooking here. All food on the farm is vegetarian. If there are vegan people, then we make it vegan as well. It's not a big difference for us. Why vegetarian? The thought process right now is animals are our friends. So we don't want to kill them. We want to live with them, we want to be friends with them, we want to be harmonious with them. And the vegetarian food is good enough, strengthening enough for our needs. So why should we go beyond our needs? Okay. That is there. We also do a lot of recycling. So this is paper recycling here. We have got the organic food recycling here. So this goes into the compost, and then plastic is over here. Now we don't recycle plastic because there is no recycling facility available here in the wilderness. But what we do is whenever we are doing construction, like this particular place, in the foundation we bury all the plastic. So it just creates some land mass at that level. So that's about the food part. If we see now, this is a model of our learning environment, and we really, as you can see, we really don't focus on neatness. We more focus on the learning part. So all the walls are chalkboard walls, and therefore our projects we write on the chalkboard wall, and we try and let people draw as well as memories of their being here, which we preserve for as long as we want. And there are children as well who draw various things on the board. And this is made from wood, so it preserves the energy over here. It keeps the place cool. Okay. If you look at this side now, here we have a geothermal. For geothermal, it means we take the energy from the earth. So we have dug a tunnel that is 10 feet deep over here, 50 feet long, and then, so I would say it's 3 meters deep, 15 meters long, and then 3 meters high. So if you see that, that's a drawing of the geothermal. And with this, we are sucking the air out, it goes down. The more deeper we go, the more average the temperature it gets. So here in summer it gets to 40, and in winter it gets to 10. But at 3 meters deep, it is about 25 degrees centigrade. So in summer when it's 40 outside, and I pull the air down through the tunnel and bring it out here, it gives me 25 degrees. So it acts like an air conditioner. In winter when it's 10 outside, I pull the air down, and through the duct when it comes here, it's again 25. So it acts like a heater. So it's both together. And this fan here is only 40 watts. And AC consumes more than 1000 watts of electricity.
And it pollutes your air.
And it pollutes the air, yeah. In AC, the same air circulates. While here we always get fresh air. So it's very healthy for people. As you can see, all the furniture here has also been made from bamboo. Okay. Everything. The top over here is rock, so again it's natural. This is an oven here. In this oven we make pizza. We can make up to 4 large pizzas at a time. So when we have 20-25 people, we use it for making pizza. To the left is what we call a rocket stove. It's a fuel efficient stove. As you can see where this top thing is here, we put the wood over here, and then from down the air comes, it burns the wood, and it's a more efficient burning. And therefore we use less wood and can cook things faster. Now this again is a toilet and bathroom that we built with walls made from stone slabs. So this was faster to build, and also we used less man-made materials. Okay. We also conserve water over here. So if you can see, when somebody is washing their hands, they can just pour this. They wash their hands below this, and then they put it over here. And the next person does the same. This is a very dusty environment, so no matter how much you clean, by the end of the day, things get dirty and we start all over again in the morning. So now again we have dogs over here. That is our solar heater. It is facing south and it heats up 300 liters of water. So we don't spend any amount, we don't even spend 1 cent on heating water. We get 300 liters of water every day, so 30 people can easily take bath. By the end of the day, this water is 85 degrees centigrade, and people can just make tea straight from this.
I will show you how hot the water is. You see the steam? Ah, okay, it's 80 degrees. It's really hot.
Okay, and this water remains hot even in the morning because that is a heat sealed tank. Okay, this solar heater is used by a principle called ETC, evacuated tube collector. So it's very efficient and very cheap to buy as well. Compared to a copper tube. This particular water heater can take hard water with chemicals, because it is using glass. Okay,
So it does not corrode over time.
right, right. There we have a wind turbine that we're going to use later. So this is a vertical axis wind turbine, and it uses the Savonius design. We have used data from the US Air Force. They wanted to build something like this for Guatemala, and they have done a full-fledged wind tunnel test, and we have also used data from NASA to get the design to be more perfect. We have not yet installed it because we are waiting for a workshop which we are going to do in May, so that there will be a lot of people who can learn from it when we install it. So this will be installed in a month's time.
What are we going to do with it? What is it going to produce?
This is going to produce electricity. So this is using the same principle as a fan. If you give electricity to a fan, it moves.
Yeah.
So in this case, if you make it move, it will give you electricity. Right? We have some compost toilets here. And these compost toilets use a principle called UDD, urine diversion dehydration. So if you go closer, you can see that the urine goes into a separate compartment, and that urine goes to the bananas. Bananas love urine for manure. Some other plant would have died, but the banana is okay. And then the shit goes down, we clean with toilet paper, and then we put some sawdust on it so that it remains dry. The principle here is that since it is dry, only anaerobic. Anaerobic means aerobic means bacteria which require air are there, and they don't create any bad smell.
It doesn't smell as bad as you might think.
Yeah. Okay, this is the banana farm. We have got over 650 bananas, and they are all done using natural farming. We don't put any pesticide, and we don't put any fertilizer. Also, typically the banana is a rhizome, which means that the new banana grows from the root, and therefore if you see in this case there are new bananas coming up, and they're all coming up from the root. Correct? So all the new bananas are coming from the root. typically what banana farmers do is they will only keep one shoot and they kill all the others. They cut them off because they feel that if you keep just one shoot, it will get all the nutrients. I don't do that. If there are 4 shoots, I keep all the 4. So that's part of natural farming. And therefore, all these bananas get a lot of leaves, dry leaves, and that becomes a natural manure.
Yeah.
So if you will see, and I think Sebastian can relate to it, these are the sweetest bananas you will get in the world.
They are, yeah. And at no cost.
At no cost. Yeah. This line here is known as a micro drip. It is using 200 micron thick plastic, is known as HDPE, and it has a small 0.5 mm hole made with laser, so that with this, even with a tank that is only 4 feet high, you can water a 100 square meter area.
Wow.
Which is quite good. So this is a new technology that has come in the market, and therefore we experiment with new technology.
Want to look at the pineapple plants?
Yes. So that's a pineapple plant. So here we try and build various things that are nature friendly construction. So if you see here, this is a wattle and daub structure. So we have built the entire framework with bamboo, and the roof uses waterproof canvas. Canvas is a cloth, so it is very much earth friendly, and it provides a good shade as well. What we are trying to do is do the wattle. Wattle is a framework with bamboo, and then we will coat this wattle with daub. Daub uses clay, so you can see Lisa and Sebastian have made this clay.
So this is just regular clay. You can also find this at home. If you dig up the soil and clean it a little, then you can get clay like this, and it's a really good building material.
So we're going to mix this clay with straw. Yes, we're going to mix it, and then you're supposed to wet it and jump in it. I think kids will have a lot of fun doing that. And once you jump in it and mix and make a good clay solution, then we coat about 5 centimeters of it on the wattle, on the bamboo framework, and then we make one more coat of it with lime and the clay. That becomes the final coat.
And then we have a wall completely made of natural resources.
We have made a pool here. This pool uses aquarium technology. In aquarium, you have glass and silicon. Here we are using stone slabs and silicon. So this is a leak-proof tank that we built within 3 days, and then it stores 3,000 liters of water. Right now, because of the construction, we have switched it off, and every 3 days we let this water out to the plants down. So from the shade we are trying to show you the geometry dome. The geometry dome uses 25 pieces of bamboo, and in those 25 pieces of bamboo, if you make the triangles, you get a geometry dome. You can build it within a day. And if you see inside the geometry dome, we have these solar PV cells. So those solar PV cells, they generate 160 watts of electricity each. We have 2 solar PV cells. So when we install them in May, during the workshop that I mentioned about earlier, there will be 320 watts. Inside we only have 2 15-watt bulbs. So that will be good enough for use for this geometry dome. So it will be off the grid. Okay. In addition, this geometry dome uses a roof known as a reciprocal design. I love this design. It is going to take me a lot of time to explain, so I'm not going to explain it now. But try to search on the Google for yourself. It's good fun. All the bamboo that you see here, we cut and harvest ourselves. It is treated with boric acid and borax. Now we will see the solar dryer. As you can see, Sebastian is going to open one of the dryers, and right now we are drying tomatoes in it. So these are the best sun-dried tomatoes you can get.
They really are. See, you also get these in the store in Germany. And here we just take ripe tomatoes, cut them open, add some salt, pepper and turmeric, and then we let them dry. And they're really good.
Now in this, Sebastian, leave it open. So if you see the base of this particular solar dryer, it has black tin. This is black tin. Now black color absorbs heat, and tin absorbs heat as well because it's a good conductor of heat. So what this does is it gets hot. So hot air rises. Now also, if you will see at the base, we'll close it now. At the base, there is a gap here. If you see, there is this gap here. This gap is 1 centimeter. Okay, so this gap is 1 centimeter. At the same time, there is a gap at the top. So yes, so this gap here is 2 centimeters. Okay, there is a thing known as Bernoulli's principle. Bernoulli's principle says that if the gap is low, then the pressure is high, and if the gap is big, the pressure is low. So we have small gap at the bottom, which means the pressure is high, and we have a large gap at the top, which means the pressure is low. And air always flows from high pressure to low pressure. So because of that, there is air flowing from down to up automatically. At the same time, because of the black color, the air is getting hot, that also flows up. So it creates a natural flow. Okay. The other thing is the stand for this. So if you see the stand for this, it is narrow at the top and wide at the bottom. So this uses the principle of physics known as stable equilibrium. If we inverted it, then it would become unstable equilibrium. And if you were to put this stand on the side, it becomes neutral equilibrium. So children can learn physics like this. Also, this stand here uses the Pythagoras theorem. So we know this length, and if we take an equilateral triangle, means triangle with 2 equal sides, we can find out what is the length of this side and build it. Okay. The other thing, the question comes, which side should this particular solar dryer face? East, west, north or south?
The one
Okay.
with the most sun.
So in this case, no, not only that. So which is the side with the most sun?
South.
Why?
Because the sun rises in the east and it sets in the west.
Yes. So why not north?
Because the sun comes from the south.
Yeah, why does it come from the south? In which hemisphere is India?
In the northern hemisphere.
In the northern hemisphere. That's why. So now, because India is, so if you're in Australia, it would face north. Okay? Now, I'm just showing this as an example. So we are creating a learning environment for children. That is my main project. Now, in this one project, so as I said, it's experiential learning. So learning by doing. Now, in this case, the children will be doing, in the morning session, they'll be doing this project first. It's like play for them. And then we'll explain to them that, see, you learned physics. First of all, that hot air rises, that is convection. Then you learned Bernoulli's principle. Then you learned the equilibrium, 3 stages of equilibrium: stable, unstable, neutral. Correct? So that's physics. Then they learned geometry. They learned Pythagoras theorem. Correct? And finally they learned geography. You know, where your country is and so on.
And all the things that the kids in Germany wonder, what am I going to use this for ever in my life? They're going to experience it here, right outside.
So to let you know, that particular stand was made by a girl, Samantha, from Switzerland. She was 23 years old, and it is the first time in her life that she used Pythagoras theorem.
So you learn that at school, and you never use it.
Yeah. Okay. So in general, our project is to create a experience-based holistic learning environment for children. So it's EBHLE, experience-based holistic learning environment. We are going to have various learning environments for the kids, and the kids are going to live in something known as geodesic domes. These geodesic domes can withstand 200 km/h winds. They were designed by Buckminster Fuller from California. They are very popular worldwide, and they are very, very strong, thin shell structures. So we have 3 levels. The lower level is called the learning environment, the upper level is the living environment, and the one above that is the sleeping environment. So that is a replica. We're going to have 30 of these in the learning environment so that we can have this environment for 300 children. There's one more energy-friendly project that we forgot to show, and that is the parabolic solar cooker. We cook meals for 6 people in this cooker every day. And this parabolic solar cooker was built here. Why a parabola? The parabola was designed because the center of the parabola is inside the structure. So the focus is inside, and therefore you can put your cooking materials inside.
So it focuses the sun rays on the food.
On the food. Yeah. That is it from me. If you have any questions, you can contact me at EBHLE.org or Hasmukh@ebhle.org.
Okay.
Thank you very much, and hope you enjoy this video.
Thank you, Hasmukh. I think we've learned a lot, and after learning so many things, we'll give you a little treat, because Hasmukh already told you we have pets here at the ranch. And they're not only pets, we have 4 puppies. So this is Luva, right?
Isa.
It's Isa? Okay.
Yeah.
This is Isa. And they love feet. You see, this is a dusty environment, so my feet are a little dusty. So the puppies are perfect for that, because they love playing with your feet. And there are 3 more. This is Alvina. And this is
Luva.
Luva. And back there sleeping is their brother Rob. Okay, thank you very much for listening. I think that's about all. Oh yeah, the proud mother, Coco. Okay. Have a great day. Maybe we'll see each other one time. Bye.